Welcome to this meditation, channeled by Sananda Kumara. Please find a comfortable position with your back straight. Close your eyes and connect with your body. Before we begin, we advise you to set an intention from your heart for this experience. Repeat with me, mentally or if possible out loud. I allow myself to be open to love. I allow myself to be in the present moment. I allow myself to connect with my body. I allow my energy to flow freely. I am here and now. Take 3 deep breaths and get ready. The channeled meditation is about to begin. I wish you a beautiful journey.
All individuality requires a frame of mind. A frame of mind is as an architecture for a building. A frame of mind is the angles and connections that give a structure to your perception of reality. A frame of mind is a thought process that integrates with other thought processes to create a whole encompassing perception. When you perceive reality from a personality, you have many aspects of you unfolding that perception. There is many realities that can coexist inside a singular human being. Any mind that can structure itself in this way can have multiple realities inside itself. As it is your frame of mind, sustained, identified, that will give shape and form to your reality. In a superficial level, as many humans come to understand, this formatting will create behavior, and behavior will be translated into actions and choices on a day-to-day reality in outside materiality. But in a deeper, most profound sense, this architecture will encompass your energetic reality and will be mirroring like a footprint something that is above and beyond your materiality. That footprint, that mirroring, is the creation of you in many other realities being imposed into form. Part of this footprint is the configuration of the matrix of energy when you were born. The energetic influences of your being created. But all of those formatations, be it in your mind or be it from this footprint of energy, is creating a reality. This creation of reality is expressed in a higher wisdom and intelligence that is not contained by your linearity. Perceive this and understand this, please. Your personality, your ego, that construct that is named so, is based on linear, limited knowledge. It exists inside of time because that is its framing and formatting. It resides in duality as this is how it builds perception. but the footprint is beyond linearity of space and time. What does it mean? And although many of you believe that we create the reality because we have certain behaviors and actions outside of us, they completely misunderstand or ignore, because it's too complex for them to conceive in their mind, that it is beyond space and time that is the real source and power of you. What does this mean? That this footprint of energy that is being formatted by the personality, by the ego, or by this footprint that is beyond reality itself, it will be creating this energy in you to manifest specific situations and conditions in your life. And then will present itself in form of intuitions, gut feelings, extrasensorial perceptions, premonitions. Because a part of you that is beyond space and time is informing the right way to go. Many of those events are under the perceived consciousness. So many times someone will act, we call all of instinct. Don't know why it is acting as its mind is not conducting. Because this part of you that is creating the reality itself is not constrained to the intelligence of this vessel. So there is a tapping on much more potential that is beyond linearity. So this structure, this framing of reality, this perception, this network of interconnections that you have in your brain, it is named as personality, ego, character, that condition your behavior, that is creating your reality in this simple way, in a very deep and profound level, is deciding, limiting what you can tap from the unlimited. What does it mean? That all the realities that you can be informed by your intuition, all the realities you can be informed about the potential you may or may not have, is constrained by the architecture of your framing. Do you understand? So if you limit yourself so, you also limit how much you can gouge up, how much you can receive from the source through your temple. You have unlimited potential. The most absurd way to your mind to conceive, you can become anything and everything, even beyond this realm of existence. But every time you exist as a form and shape, you will find limits and constraints of that form and shape. But inside the limit of a form and shape, and that is what we are talking about, you can limit a lot the potential of this form and shape itself. So this form and shape that you inhabit, because of this frame of mind, this architecture of thought, limit your potential inside this form and shape. So you can achieve so much more in your creations. But your ability to tap in that endless energy and potential that is beyond form, that is beyond shape, so is not limited. So even your energetic configuration of how you are conceived and born, it's there to be changed and tapped. There is so much in you that can be also restored if you need, if you want to achieve something that you already achieved before, in your clarity and understanding. Everything is available to you. Many of you, because of limited perception, will not understand consciously when this tapping is occurring. Will not perceive when your linearity may be broken because you are achieving that connection to the beyond. That beyond is moving under the radar for most of humanity, being denied and repressed out of fear and misunderstanding from past generations. It doesn't mean that all of them are using this every day. It's just being ignored or being labeled or named with different words so it can make easy and palatable for them to go on with their lives not knowing. Because the not knowing is better for them than face the fear of the unknown. The fear and the regret of limiting itself and many times ignoring the truth of what they are and their potential. So a limited life based on fear, apparently for many of humanity, is favored. To live in an ignorance that resembles certainty, that is perceived as the truth, that is perceived as the knowledge, that is perceived as the science, a dogma that is artificially tied in to give the sensation of a strap, a seatbelt, the illusion of control, a control that was faked because they ignored, forgotten, lied upon the truth that they are the creators of themselves and of reality in many, many different levels. So, the forgetting of my power and who I am, the disconnection between me and me, created this need of a persona, a barrier, a shield between me and reality, and the endless fear of doom. The doom that is always there hanging above, and is hanging above, as you already understand if you follow those messages we give you, is there because of language and this constitution of perception. That's why we're talking about the architecture of your frame of mind, of your perception. You see, you may change a part of a building. You say, this building is no longer serving me or reality. So I start deconstructing to build something new. You can try and build something on top of it, but wherever you go astray, you may end up in the old construction, and you look maybe very weird to have that. So in a sense, it's better to reconstruct, to let it go, to build on top of something that is not stable and resilient, is to create a collapse inside of you that is inevitable. To try pretend it's not there is also not reliable. You can choose to keep what is strong and beautiful, of course, but this is all symbolic language. We're talking about something that is not as real as a building and architecture. We're using just to frame your perception. So when we are talking about changing a part of your system, of your perception, by implying it is a building, when you are deconstructing a part of it, it doesn't mean that the other part is not there. It's still framing, limiting, containing your reality. It is there in many ways for a sense of safety and protection that I need to create, to behave in a specific way to feel that I am safe. Isn't that expression better safe than sorry? So there is implied, there is a culture in this system that safety is more important than the risk of committing a mistake. So safety in many times, many ways of perceiving a reality is favored. If you know you are committing a mistake, why? What is this knowing that I am committing a mistake? What is implied in the mistake that you believe you are committing? Every time you frame reality, you should question the frame you are using before the question you are imposing itself. Remember this again. I'll repeat, please understand. Before questioning reality, what is the frame of mind, of reality you are using? Question this first. How I am perceiving reality, if it is a mistake or a risk. What perception, what architecture of thought is naming and labeling it so? Language will fail again and again to be a vessel of transformation and change if you do not understand its architecture. You must be the one that will build this new creation from the ground up. And because of your intent, because of your resolution, if it is strong enough, and you believe that you can receive the help of the divine, then through your intuition that we're just talking about, you will receive what you need again and again and again. Through people, circumstances, synchronicities. Even this meditation may already an answer for you in this sense. So you may acknowledge it and receive it if you allow it so, and must become, if necessary, a conscious process where you ask and you receive, so it enhances your clarity of action and consequences in this reality. So you empower yourself in a new reality and perception, you as the creator of it. Because if you keep just allowing to be a subconscious process, it may be that a part of you still believes in luck, in the idea that events and circumstances do not belong to you, the causality of it. So if you allow yourself to receive the support and help, and you consciously move forward to create a new architecture, you need to understand the implied truth behind the sentence, that you need to understand architecture or building. And in this case, again, it's just a symbolic language. So the architecture and the building is about frame of mind, how you frame perceptions. There is a lot of implied truths in the way you communicate. Every time you define something, there is a lot of maybe misaligned perceptions about what is you and the other and reality, and there is a not knowing that is not healthy to you. There is a not knowing that is very good to you when you plant a seed of amazing creation, when you can understand and cope with all the reality that is inside of you because you already have clarity about your process and system. And then you plant this amazing seed of reality and creation, and you go to reality. Then that not knowing, I don't know what is going to happen, is very healthy for you. We use the same sentence. You see, language in many forms is not actually telling you the subtleties behind it. Because it's not knowing of I created this amazing seed, I'm changing, I'm transforming, I'm guiding, I'm manifesting, I'm creating. That not knowing is beautiful. That not knowing is an adventure that you know that can only bring to you beautiful things because you see it properly, you understand causality. So this not knowing is healthy to you. This not knowing brings the health of exploration. The beauty of creation itself is based on this movement of not knowing what will come, but I know it will be amazing because I said it so. I put the seed inside of me. I use my power as a creator. So this not knowing is a beautiful challenge of life unfolding to you to be enjoyed, appreciated. But the not knowing of what is moving inside of me, the not knowing the source of what is coming through my mind, the not knowing of how I am formatting my energies is a very negative state. As negative meaning, again, we'll be translating this as we are trying to improve your language and your perceptions. Negative meaning that I am denying something. I am denying the truth about me and everything that is moving inside of me. So it's a very negative state. It's a state of denial. Will not bring to you the clarity and understanding of an architect. How can you build if you deny that materials have different qualities, that there is geometry, and that different shapes in geometry favor structure, resilience, or weakness? That maybe what is beautiful is not resilient, and they need to use beauty in one aspect and resilience in another. So the understanding of the qualities of structure and building is very important for a builder, an architect of a construct. You can release and let go of any building whatsoever. This is the Zen approach, no mindness. I don't need any form of construct or mind. And there is a gentleness, a bravery behind it. But at the same time, when you go through this bravery, it doesn't mean that there is no structure. Pay attention to it. No structure whatsoever. It's just meaning I will not guide it. I will allow the momentum to guide itself. There is a beauty in this learning. It's part of mastery to understand the flow of life and to go with it. But that doesn't mean that the flow that you are flowing is the flow you want to flow. Because if the momentum of reality is mistaken, in a sense, it's disaligned, it's not going towards harmony, but towards self-destruction, then this flow, although it's a very important lesson, maybe it's not where you want to go. So the mastery of no-mindedness is a beautiful thing to achieve, but it's not an end place to reside upon. Especially at this moment of ascension and clarity is necessary for you to guide your own creations. So again, going back to the amazing construct that is your frame of mind. What is a frame of mind? When I say this is a beautiful day, it is a lot of things veiled underneath it. The conception of beauty, the conception of day, the conception of someone who can appreciate those two structures, day and beauty. There is implied that this that is presenting itself, that is not expressed clearly on the sentence, is beautiful day. That is something that is not expressed, that is perceived as beauty. And behind that perception of beauty, that's something that is happening. It's being conceived as beauty because there is a subjective relationship between the one that is appreciating and the beauty that is being perceived. And this relationship may be objective, that all will share the beauty and the perception of it, or may be very subjective. It's beautiful only for that specific person. The way it's being positioned itself inside can create beauty. Maybe everybody around will shake their heads and say, wow, How can you say that? Maybe very subjective. So all of this is present on a simple sentence. Why a beautiful day is not a question you want to create when you are in a Zen state. It's not a question you want to impose yourself when you are just flowing with life, enjoying in a state of presence. Especially if there is already a knowing inside of you. So when we flow and appreciate in a state of presence, there is no need for those questionings, as we are already very connected, very clear-minded, and we are moving everything in a unison. So I'm already moving into a new direction because I created a new momentum. So no questioning is necessary. But that is a very specific configuration. We could talk a whole day about the specificities of this state of completeness. But apart from this moment of clarity and absolute understanding and flow in that energy that are already in movement, that I know I want to go in that direction, we need to have the clarity. And the clarity requires us to understand that all of those simple sentences like, it's a beautiful day, there is a lot of implied truths in what you are bringing out of you. Someone who is in state of mastery will perceive that behind that sentence, very probably, there was an emotion already in movement before the forming of the sentence. The form of the sentences in many ways is a reflection of something that was already into motion. And that is usually how humans exist in this planet. There is something forming inside, and then comes a sentence to validate it. It means that they are being guided by emotions. It's very rare that you see the day and maybe you come to the sentence, what a shitty day, because that's what is moving inside of you. Very rarely there is a human being that will rise up and say, I create my day. This is an amazing day. Okay, but this is a very empty sentence, a very amazing day. Unless you are very connected, there is this integrated form and shape in you. Have you ever saw an amazing rider? There is a connection between the rider and the horse it's riding in. A simple minimum movement of its muscles, and the horse go with it. Go with it because they are one. So connected they are. When you are like this with your body, so connected, just saying this is an amazing day, and everything inside of you will raise up as it knows you. It knows where you want to go because you created this connection with your body, and will respect you as you respect it. That is the beauty of a connection of a rider and his horse. That is sacred and beautiful when there is in a state of love. The same thing with your body. If you say this is a beautiful day from your mind, even when there is nothing there to prove it, it will become so. But again, it is a very empty sentence for someone who is just learning how to ride, isn't it? Nothing changes. It's a beautiful day. 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 Oh, maybe a little glimpse of movements inside. Because there is no connection. That is why love is based on profound and deep connection. Do you understand the subtlety of your framing? Yes? So you need to understand the framing, okay? Unless you have an amazing connection with your body, when you say it's a beautiful day, because you chose to be a majestic being, a creator that knows, that you not wait for your inner environment that is just a reflection of the momentum of your past creations and the reality that you inherited to inform you if it will be a very beautiful day or not. You're not a passive, waiting thing. You're a powerful creator. So when you wake up, and maybe there is this part of you saying, what, again, a shitty day, I don't feel like living at all. Even I hate life, you know. I don't like saying those things, but there's people who wakes up like this. It's the truth, yes? This is just your momentum. So if you are a creator and want to ride the horse into amazing harmony to enjoy the power of that connection, you need to connect to your body in the same level of integration. So when you give a command, this is an amazing day, everything moves. But again, for the beginner, nothing happens. It's a beautiful day. Nothing happens. It's a beautiful day. Nothing happens. What the fuck's not working? Sorry for the language. It is working. But you're not understanding. Is the architecture of frame of mind. It means that you need to go to the root causes of your perception of reality being a shitty day. You need to transform it because you are in that stage where you need to connect to the minor aspects of this thing, this form, this entity, this temple. For us, this amazingness that is you. So this amazingness needs to be integrated with your language. Because the language is your way of programming it. A new language is of course a gift because make it easy to program it. But even to receive a new language, it means that you need to reprogram your own language, yes. It's a reprogramming anyway. It's like learning a new language. It requires some integration process until it becomes natural to you. And probably you use your base language to be transformed by it. So in a sense, you need to learn to move with this base language of yours. It will be there for a long time yet, but it can make it easier if you program yourself to make it easy and fast, of course. But this changing requires this knowing of how to think. So let's go in details now, yes? Details. It's a beautiful day. Nothing is moving. So you go to the yes, no. Yes, no. Why is not moving? That is the question. Because you're choosing it's a beautiful day, yes? You just say it's a beautiful day. But what is the subjectiveness of a beautiful day for you? What is the power for you, this amazing thing that requires this to be an amazing day? Right? If it is an amazing day for everybody on the planet, it's much easier, yes? Because there is something in you that is programmed as the other ones that is easier to see beauty in that day. It's harder when everybody says an ugly day, and then you have to have even more mastery of the subjectiveness of you. How can I move myself so that this becomes amazing? You see, language, architecture of thought and frame of mind is necessary for you. And then we come, as we said, there is a shared understanding in language, but there is the subjective that is very important. So the subjectiveness of you when you say some sentence like, it's a beautiful day and nothing happens. It may seem so simple, isn't it? Now you're perceiving there is many underlying layers to it. Underlying aspects of it. So again, why it's a beautiful day? Why? What makes a beautiful day to me? For this vessel that is talking, it's very easy for him to make a beautiful day. He's have a huge mastery on it. He's very good at it. Everything can be beautiful for him. He did this on purpose. There is an architecture on him that he created. He tailored it. And you? Have you tailored your own architecture? It's easy for me to see him transparently. And I can see all of you too. How many times have you changed your perception of a day? How many times you did it so? I can see you. Many of you never do this. Why you don't do it is your choice. I can see beyond space and time. Beyond this room. Many of you that are listening to this, I can see you too. I know all of you that will listen to this eventually, and will be so many of you. And I understand this mistake. I can comprehend it. I am beyond the space and time in any form of limitation. So I'm requiring you to ask yourself, what makes a beautiful day to me? And again, there is a complexity behind it, beautiful. What is the complexity? Because you can educate yourself in many things that you can move in your day that you decided is beautiful. It's nice, it's enticing, exciting. You see, that is when we start to perceive that to build that construction, so many details were put into that architecture to make it possible. So to say this is a beautiful day, maybe first I had to create many thought forms inside of me. Please understand this. It's very significant what I'm telling you. First you had to create very thought forms for yourself about what is nice to do. And maybe you were programmed to detest everything and to hate everything and to put negativity in every simple thing. How many people love to eat but create this pain relationship with food? This self-denial, self-deprecation. They eat and they feel terrible. So that will not excite that day, really, isn't it? So we have to clean a lot of the trash we put in minor movements in our life. So we have this arsenal, this amazing arsenal, and that is what this temple did that I described it. So he have an amazing arsenal of things that they can say, this day is incredible. Because he created this amazing perception of many things as a shelf of amazingness that he can go and take it and know for granted that this day, if I can do this, it's worth it. No, I cannot do this, but if I can do that, it's worth it. I cannot do that either. But that thing, then this will be so good. And this requires you a prior movement of appreciation, of creating enjoyment anchors into your life. And that is the amazingness of the rider that moves a little bit and the horse goes with it. That's the beauty of that integration and connection. Because when it says it's a beautiful day, everything in the body is remembering and connecting to that library of amazingness that was co-created and experimented and seeded inside. Such a simple thing, isn't it? It's a beautiful day. Nothing is moving. Uh-oh. Create your library of amazingness. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to create many amazing moments and things you can do in your life that makes your heart pump? Don't be lazy about it. You see, laziness is a judgment in your language. But what he's talking about is not moving when you could be moving. If you're not moving because it's so damn good to be here, so please do so. We have nothing against no movement and pure appreciation. Quite the opposite. It's an amazing state. But if your lack of movement is preventing you to achieve amazingness, if your lack of movement is preventing you to achieve this laziness that is amazing and full of joy, so this lack of movement is a very negative state. That's why those labels, judgments, are so incapable of translating the truth. A new language need to be talking about alignment and disalignment every time, isn't it? Because a non-movement state can be amazing or can be a terrible thing. So there's no quality imbued into anything. It's about how it's being contextualized and how it is aligned or disaligned, and harmony or disharmonious, and everything can be aligned or misaligned. That's why this temple here, this character that I sit inside, coined this phrase, is not what you do but how you do it. It's a very simple stated truth. But he don't understand when he created it It is just true because of the language you exist in. Because in a deeper language, it is already implied in everything. It's obvious all the time. Because the language itself makes it clear. But he knows this on a deeper level as he came from it. So all of you that are here, when you say, this is an amazing day, and nothing happens, do not create this idea that, I don't know how to do this. This will never work to me. It's a mistake. This positive thing is, maybe a lie, mistake, even a threat, Let me go back to my known misery. Because it's safe there. I have been there for so long. And then you quit very easily. Because you don't understand the architecture of it. Now you know. You cannot pretend anymore. After this meditation, none of you, the millions of you that is listening to it, will not hide anymore. Now you need to go and stay in the truth of it. If it's not a good day, it's because I am not moving into the direction of the architecture of a new being in me that can appreciate many things, because I have this library of amazingness inside of me that was created prior to this moment. But you can do that instantaneously. It can start somewhere. So when you wake up, you can see the day outside or the day inside. Many times that is where it's bad, it's inside. And you can start moving and see this is like a relationship. It's like you have a beautiful new friend, a special someone that you like to connect, and you are seducing it to have fun. Hey, what do you think about this? Let's go. No, I don't like that. Okay. And about this is so nice, isn't it? No, I don't like that either. You may discover very easily that that special someone is kind of obnoxious and don't want to do anything, right? And then you say, okay, I quit. No, don't do that, because that special someone inside of you is there for eternity. So, maybe you need to become wiser in a way that you excite this part of you, because with time, perceive this, understand this. That's why we chose to give an example of someone that may seem obnoxious. It was on purpose. Because if you keep doing your part, in the future that part of you will say, yes, let's do that. Because you train it to be excited by the amazingness of your seduction. And seduction means a language that can move, that can connect to it in the beginning, in where it can allow itself to be connected in. But as you go with the intimacy, more trust is developed, more integration is developed, and then in that state you can invite that someone easier and easier to enjoy. You just say the word and the person already reacts, yes, I want to do this with you. It's always so good. In the beginning, I thought that you were crazy by wanting to do that. In the beginning I said, what, this, want to do this? But now when you say it, I say, wow, how mistaken I was. It's so good to do those things with you. Please, I will do it anytime you say it. So this is your repertoire of beauty. It's a repertoire of amazingness. There's not only based on creating amazing things, but improving that integration with this living part of you that we entail is a horse, but it can be entailed in so many other meanings. But this amazing temple of you, this place of amazingness, can be guided, trained to enjoy everything with you. And you can be wise enough to know that it can be trained to anything. Maybe you are even trained, that's tricky, to like things that are not healthy to you, that is disruptive and misaligned. So it can be tricky when everything you propose that is aligned, it says no, and only wants to do things that is destructive to itself, because it was programmed to it. So yeah, that may be your inheritance. Many of you listen to this is exactly in that state. That's why you're talking about this. But that is what you inherited, maybe from your past life's mistakes, maybe because you chose to be like this in many existences because you enjoy it. It doesn't matter, does it? But right now, that is your beautiful challenge to overcome. And I say beautiful because life in all of this can be amazing. Come on, guys. It can be a very interesting, playful experience of teaching, elevating, co-creating, playing with it, and then just enjoying for eternity the beauty of what you created. That's why we're using creation in the form of architecture. It's a very beautiful, simple thing to see in architecture. It can be a shack, or can be the most beautiful modern museum full of forms and shapes that inspire awe in you. Just to come back to it, you say, wow, life is amazing. Look, that architecture, it's inspiring for me. Just being close to it, I feel the amazing potential of humanity. Look, those forms, what inventivity and creativity human beings can do. Just a simple building, built with love, care, perception, precision, understanding, clarity, inventiveness, can inspire awe in creation. You can be the same. The mere presence of you in front of someone can inspire them. You is the ultimate creation, because any architecture of any form and materiality will come from a human being in this sense, or a human in a broader aspect of a soul inside a form. So everything that is created first must come from that integration. So it's a beautiful day. Again, so simple sentence. Such a simplicity and such a profoundness behind it. It's a beautiful day. Everything inside of you rise up in rebellion. Wants to fight you. Are you crazy? Well, now you know where to begin with, isn't it? It's a beautiful day. All of that rebellion. Oh, it's a beautiful friend. It's a beautiful moment. And every part of you say, no! Because in that moment, or because of you know what you need to move now. Architecture of thought, frame of mind, requires repertoire, a creation of thought capsules, programming that you deliberately put into motion. Yes or no? Of course. Are you doing this? Many of you, I know, they're just learning yet what it means even to do positive affirmations. So you need to go an extra mile to start really understanding what it is to create these capsules of positive programming. You need to believe into very amazing stuff inside of you and be inspired by them. If everything goes south, I have this amazing capsule inside of me that can hold me so stable because I love life. I can create amazingness in this reality because I am a powerful creator. Doesn't matter what's happening. I will do that. This is a capsule of thought, you know. This is the repertoire of this soul here in this body, in this form and shape that I am coexisting right now. The base of truth. You decide. You choose the truth. You can change reality so deeply and profoundly that you even can misunderstand the laws of reality and physics. Because you may believe it's a predefined thing, unchangeable. It may be most of the pulsations stable as that, but you can create a new stability in it by your presence, isn't it? So it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Nothing is moving. I created a repertoire, or I am creating it. So I will describe amazing moments I can have. You know, and that's tricky when you're starting, because you start describing amazing moments you can have, and then if you never did this before, I'm laughing because it's weird, but if you never did this before in your life, you find that there is this zoo of resistance inside of you. It's just a simple thing like, I can read this book, you know. But if you have been conditioned to be a very negative person, I probably will say, oh, but I don't like these books anymore. I read there's so many of them. You know, as we start immediately to go against all the positivity. And that is the yes, no that you move inside of you. You already learned this with us. The yes and no. Yes and no. The part of you who always are going to the no. And then there is a secret behind it, isn't it? Because then you have to make the question. If you just stay in the answer, and that is the trick. If you say, no, I know I'm tired of reading these books, and you do not question the frame of mind behind that sentence. See, now you're going to use this understanding. If you don't question the frame of mind that say that, oh, I'm tired of reading those books, why are you tired? Maybe you find out there is a part of you who believes don't deserve to feel pleasure and happiness reading books because you're being lazy and not working. And you can only be happy if you're working. But then you don't feel happy when you're working because you're always working things that you don't like. You see, it creates a cycle. It's a very simple thing with questions that go deeper into the framing. You want to understand the framing, the architecture. Don't stay in the answer, go deeper into it. More questions. Because the truth is, everything can be interesting. Everything can be interesting. Even misalignment can be interesting for the mind that sees misalignment as an opportunity for alignment. So if you're not in that state of interesting, life is always interesting, there is a choice being made. Choice being made in a deeper level of you. Find that deeper level of you. Very fast, very easy. After doing this 1, 2, 3 weeks, after a month, 6 months, you are good at perceiving it because you see that there is a commonality of roots in the system of yours. Always come the same roots, you know. Then it's so much easier because you know where to go, what to move, and how to flip it. And to flip it is to acknowledge the fear and the embracing many times of a negative state, and you know how to teach this part, the yes and no trick of going beyond duality by embracing the yes, no. Yes, the negative possibility is true, it can exist, but the very positive must exist too, in same level, and I will decide which one it will happen. That is the flipping. And the flipping only happens when you teach and convince the part that is in the no that the yes is so much more interesting. And when this happens, immediately you will feel a sensation of your body that changes. What is this, Creator? That sensation that changes so strongly is your dimension. When there is a flip big enough inside of you, you change your dimension of existence. Your future changes. Your timeline, your linearity is being moved. That's when you start becoming beyond linearity. Doesn't mean that you have a linear path in front of you, but now it's guiding to a new direction and you can change at any moment you want. By moving inside yes and no. And yes and no is just representing alignment. Pure alignment is a yes. Feels a lot of confidence in it. And no means disalignment. Doesn't mean that you have to say yes to everything. It means that when you say no, it's because you're saying yes to alignment. You understand? Subtle, huh? So what we're talking about is alignment. So when you ask, is this a good day? Yes, it is an amazing day. I choose to be an amazing day. And you start creating a repertoire of beauty and amazingness so that every day is exciting to you. You face this box, I will use this label because many of you misunderstand it, of demons. You see? Demons, it may be describe it as very inspiring genius. But they were made dark by repression and fighting and rebellion that was made it so negative and destructive. So let's bring again the genius of inspiration in your life, in your existence, by moving it in a way that is integrative. So you face all of those demons that will be so negative as they were repressed for eons in this creation, and then they will become positive. Positive because they are under your light of consciousness. And then it's like amazing rider on his horse. Very powerful. Move this, move there. Very easy, very beautiful, very integrated, feel as one. And you can do things that you could never imagine before. So simple as that. Architecture of frame of mind. What is entailed here? See as a root system. Okay? At first it grows in many directions. Simple sentence. Beautiful day. I'm choosing. I start moving my positivity, creating my repertoire of beauty. And immediately I find voices of resistance because I never did this before. And then I will see that they have many ramifications. They will spread. And then as I go deeper into them, they will start to reintegrate into either one direction or two or three directions. The root causes. They may be rooted in two or three different things, but they will be there rooted. So it comes from one movement to a spreading of many, many parts, and then go back to the root causes of it. And then you need to move this programming and create new architecture. An architecture that inspires. And that is for us, as we are giving this image for this temple, it's very simple to perceive as a schematic. It's visual for us, very easy to perceive the programmings and how it's moved. And in a sense, that is what is creating a new root for you. It's the foundations of your new creation, of your new building. And for us, it's very visual too when you try to mimic rooting without going to the source. So you're creating your foundation actually on a wounded building that came before. Not going deep enough, you see. So it's shaky, unstable. So you get ungrounded constantly. You understand? Pay attention to it. You understand? If you don't go deep enough, you move a little bit and then you fall again. You fall again. It's unstable. You didn't go to the root cause. You need to go to the root cause. And going to the root cause doesn't mean that the roots must stay where it is. Now you know where the root is and where you want to move it. For instance, the root cause may be a deep, profound belief that I don't deserve to be alive. I don't deserve to be alive. Maybe it came from a life that you acknowledge that you were disconnected from the divine and it was terrible for you to acknowledge this, then you deserve to suffer and punishment and disconnection from the divine because you did this. You disconnected from the divine. Now you don't deserve to exist. This deep, profound, rooted belief, and behind it will come probably together holding hands that I don't have value because I don't deserve to exist. And I don't deserve to have pleasure either, because how could I? So these three things are holding hands and dancing together, a negative dance inside of you. Just giving an example, okay? So many of you may carry a wound similar to this. Now you need to move those three wounds moving together, holding hands, by guiding and teaching. You never were truly disconnected from the divine. It was always inside of you in your heart. You could not exist without it. How could you be truly disconnected? It was just an illusion of disconnection. Stop this. Drop it out. The divine love you. All of this was intentional. You choose to come here. This was the experience. Now go back to oneness. Please. Of course, we may have resistance in other sentences. We're simplifying for the sake of argument here. So move that root. Say new things. Intuit believes. It is an amazing, glorious vessel of the divine. It's a beautiful choice. And then, because you are now a vessel of the divine, of course you deserve. You have a lot of value because you serve the creation itself, doing beautiful and amazing things. And if you are serving the divine, you have amazing value for being this amazing vessel of creation. Of course, you choosing to have pleasure and enjoyment is the best gift you could give to the divine. Because celebrating its creation is the most amazing thing someone can do to the divine. It's a form of appreciation and gratitude. In action, appreciate, enjoyment. Have pleasure, yes. So when you move those things, then you have a new route for your system. And if you collapse, it's because you're going back to the old ones. Then you change your frame of mind. Because you know there's these two buildings, the one that you were undoing, the one that you were creating. And every time you use the new one, more and more the old one starts to lose its strength. That's how you're going to unbuild the other one. So see, this is the frame of mind. This is simplifying the architecture of creation inside of you, so it becomes easier for you to build your reality. Simplifying, simplifying, simplifying. I know, but it's required for you to start understanding from this angle. So it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It may start with this laborious movement of self-exploration and to build the foundations, but beautiful soul, if you never do this, you are entailed into a singular goal of going the same direction ever was. You may give incremental, no upgrades in your reality. But the base, the foundation of everything you're creating is the ongoing reality that you inherited. So if you dislike a creation of war and conflict, of lack and suffering, if you really believe that creation, the divine nature, deserves more, so it's up to you. It's up to you to start creating the new foundations. And again, you dedicated so much of you to other things in your life that was not your choice. But this one can be maybe the first real choice you make in your existence. It is completely aligned to the divine and will fortify the beauty of existence itself. So I invite you to do it. Move creation within you. That is the invitation. Yes, woohoo! So be it, and so it is.
So much is entailed in this conversation that requires a deeper knowledge and understanding. In your time, you'll be fortified if you choose to be fortified. If you want to create a new reality, you need to understand all of this language and what is entailed to you. Because reprogramming yourself is the base and foundation of creation. And to understand the difference of someone who wakes up in the morning and decide that the day is what is coming from the system inside of me and around me, and someone who is waking up and choosing and know how to guide and make it so. So that is the school of mastery, to guide and make it so. That's what we represent. That's what this place represents. That's what the new earth represents. That's what belongs to divine creators, mastery over creation, yes. So become free, my beautiful childs and friends. Become free by acknowledging that you have this creative power inside of you, and it makes no more sense to deny it. Do not deny it. Not run away from it. And I know that everyone here that is listening is not denying it consciously. But when you choose not to act, when you can act, when you can make it easier for you, then you're not truly acknowledging, are you? You're just looking it from afar, but not really going and embracing it. So embrace your destiny, powerful creator. Move mountains with me, change reality. So be it, and so it is. An integration period is necessary for every soul that is building a new reality. This integration period is where we start to sink in the understanding, and to move these figurative mountains begins by changing our conception of reality. If we're mistakenly believing all the time in this informed reality that we have been force-fed in many different ways since you were born, you have been in a mistaken state. A mistaken state because it doesn't matter what you do inside that mouse wheel, nothing will really take you there, isn't it? It's not taking you there. It creates those illusions, you run after them, and then they become very sorrow in your mouth, because yes, that's not the real reality. The reality requires the understanding of the mechanic of creation. Yes. So stop believing in this force-feeding reality, and believing a new perception requires this integration, where you start to perceive everything inside of you that was out of alignment with the truth. Maybe a lot, but it's okay, you see, because all of those things can be made very fast in this reality at this moment. Someone can change completely. In a matter of months, everything can be undone and remade. In 1 or 2 years, all the beauty of I Am can shine so strongly if there is the commitment to do so. In 3 years, you are an amazing divine entity, born out of love. And that will change again in the future. At time will collapse new waves of acceleration, become easier and easier for all of you to transform. So please, allow the integration period to happen to you, wherever you are in this scale of connection, of integration. Because remember, we're all talking about integration, connection. That is the true aspect of love. Love is an inner state. Not talking about romance, talking about connection and integration between you and you, in you and reality, in you and other people around you, other creators. So be in that state of integration by allowing, by enjoying it, and seeing it as it is, an amazing gift of the divine to you. So be it, and so it is.
As we are all here to manifest the unconceivable to the prior reality and make all the mistakes in the past to be overcome so beautifully and easily. And mistakes we mean the disconnections that we have formed and created to elevate the system in a new way. Right now, here now, we have the chance and the opportunity to all of us to celebrate the beauty of union in our soul, in our body, in our vessels. How does it feel to be unified in the glory of I Am in a new creation, new reality, in a beautiful day? How does it feel? Bring the beauty of I Am to you by acknowledging it's amazing, it is already inside of you. It's emanating from your heart, and it is made much stronger when you allow that the energy of the new earth in the marrow of your bones, in your spine, to irradiate everywhere. Allow this energy to be activated. Open the temple of the heart to feel the crystal in the temple of the heart to give you the sensation of unicity, of absolute integrality, absolute healing. Feel this energy in your body. Feel this amazing activation. Enjoy amazing day, amazing reality, amazing opportunities to elevate, to co-create, amazing. Feel the energy of the divine integrating, elevating this day for all of you, everyone. Feel this energy overflowing every cell, every atom of your temple. The divine is inspiring you, elevating you, blessing you, aligning you to eternity. Endlessness, free of anxiety, of fear, all beauty, synchronicity as you live in harmony. Feel the harmony opening all the golden doors in front of you, the golden path and the new earth perfectly aligned in front of you and coming to you as a rocket. So you are the new earth. I am the new earth. This is my center. This is where I belong to. This is where I go back to. This is who I am. I am the new earth, so be it, and so it is.
Just feel and allow the reality collapsing a new wave because you are in that state and moving this energy. Feel this clicking of energy moving everything, everyone, everywhere. You are the creator, the holder of the flame of ascension, the pillar of I am. In that state, amazingness will flower everywhere. Feel this amazingness integrating everything in you and elevating, accelerating the beauty of I am in you. Enjoy this. As you're being elevated, you go back home to unicity, to eternity. You are the divine child that awakens and becomes the singularity again. When you do this in this realm, putting an end to the illusion of separation and enjoying creation. And you do so as a divine God, goddess, co-creating with the higher mind of the divine I am. And this amazing sacredness, everything you co-create is inspired by gentleness, beauty, love, enlightened consciousness, flowering everything. It's an amazing state of ecstasy, joy, gratitude into co-creation. Always inspired by the divine, co-creating and manifesting together. And we do this right here, right now, in our own personal visions or personal decrees. There is an amazing gentleness that we can achieve when we acknowledge our ability to create. Life becomes a joy. You have this sequence of events, this day, that you can guide, that you can choose, that you can manifest. So inspire yourself, visualize, decree, manifest what this day will be to you. Many vessels of the divine integrate you right now. They are changing you and elevating you, as this is your choice to facilitate, to make it easy and beautiful to you and all of creation. And we'll do the same for many others as we inspire each other and we elevate each other as an amazing spiral of co-creation. The divine is here smiling in all of us. As we here together invite you to decree out loud as a way of recognizing and celebrating the amazingness that resides in this form and temple. So let's together decree out loud.
So be it and so it is, because this is my will, the will of divine sacred consciousness, divine sacred presence manifested right here, right now, in this earth, through this face and temple of I am. So be it and so it is, so be it and so it is, so be it and so it is. Gratidão, gratidão, gratidão.